Yeah, welcome to Flightdeck Live, powered by SportBuff. If you use the code AlexFlightdeck, check out, you will save 10% off your entire order. I'm Tim Capper, along with Cliffy Pine from Percival Molson Stadium. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody across Canada, and even our CFL friends in the United States. Yes, we get it early.
And we do it better, too.
Yes, we do. And as we are here, as said, a sellout crowd was here at Percival Molson Stadium to see the Alouettes beat the Ottawa RedBlacks the 10th straight time by the score of 30-10, and keep everything going when it comes to a possible virtual tie next week. Don't want to look ahead, obviously, but
naturally not. No,
but potentially a virtual tie if they do beat Ottawa next week with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So we were asked this question earlier today, Cliff. So people are going to start resting the team. Nope. I don't see it happening in any way.
Nope, not as long as there's still a lot to play for. And don't make no mistake, folks. I mean, even though the Ottawa RedBlacks are, they've been eliminated now for I think two weeks now. They're essentially guaranteed, for the most part now, the first overall pick in the 2026 CFL draft. There's still a lot of people on this RedBlacks team that have a job to play for. They're trying to prove that they belong and want to be a part of hopefully changing the culture in Ottawa, because right now, unfortunately, losing is something that they've just become so accustomed to. Whether it's changing a head coach or changing a general manager or just doing a clean sweep of the organization. Changes will be coming in Ottawa, but I think a lot of the guys that are on this team today are going to do everything they can. They still want to be a part of this. They want to be part of something special, and they're basically playing for their 2026 today.
It's true. The Owls are coming off a 17-day break, longest in tied for the longest in team history. What were your thoughts? I mean, it is Davis. How Davis was 2 weeks ago before the break. On fire. Other parts of the team today were on fire, but Davis, I think he wasn't on his game 100%, even though his stats really don't equate that. They don't show that, but I think Davis was just a little off today.
I don't know if it's so much off as just the fact that it's one of those weird, you always want to put your best foot forward, and I guarantee if you ask any athlete, any member of this organization, they're going to give it 110% no matter what. That's just how athletes, football players are built. That's how they're wired.
Yeah.
But I still think Davis is, I don't want to say conserving himself necessarily, but at the same time, he's not going to empty the tank against the Ottawa RedBlacks, especially when you still have 2 more games to go. You still have, you essentially have to win out if you're the Montreal Alouettes, and have now Hamilton lose their last game against Ottawa in the next couple of weeks. I mean, first place is still very much attainable. You still could be seeing Montreal Alouettes hosting the Eastern Final right here at Percival Molson Stadium on November 8th. But in order for that to happen, there's still a few things that have to go Montreal's way, and that's exactly how they approach things this afternoon.
Team surprised us today by announcing that they were going to be playing in their white jerseys, and we haven't had a white jersey home game since 2022, and they haven't had a very good. They've not have had a very good history when it came to wearing white jerseys at home during the regular season.
And isn't the rule is you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day anyways?
You'd think.
But at least they did the smart thing, and they did not call this a whiteout game, because that is basically the kiss of death. Every time they've ever had a whiteout game here at Percival Molson Stadium, one, trying to encourage fans to wear white, that hasn't worked, flat out, and the team hasn't won. But today, the Montreal Alouettes did win convincingly, all wearing white.
That's right. First time that the Owls have won a game wearing white in the regular season for the first time since 1997. I know. Snapping an 8-game skid, whatever. What do you want to call it? But we were talking before at the top of the show, Cliff. Davis wasn't. Again, stats really don't show it, but with Davis having kind of an off game, really. But everybody else just stepped up, and it was the defense and the special teams in that first quarter that got this Alouettes team started.
Well, special teams especially setting the tone very early on. Ottawa go 2 and out, and essentially line up to punt the ball away, but Marc-Antoine Dequoy just basically bull rushed the Ottawa RedBlacks
Yeah.
batted the ball down, recovered the ball, and took it all the way to the house. An absolutely spectacular play from Marc-Antoine Dequoy, who, by the way, today has playing with like his hair was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a lot of hair to be on fire, by the way. So, my goodness, what an effort from him today. We've been a little critical of him this year. We feel like he's just been kind of there. And I think a lot of it is because I think teams respect what he's able to do. So you don't want to give him time and space to do what he does best. But we feel like he's been a little bit off this year. But today he was definitely on one, and it showed.
And as you're saying, it was just more than just what he did on special teams today. He was a demon on defense today too. He was really in the face of everything, batting balls away, almost getting interceptions, setting up other things. Dequoy had a really good game.
Yeah, he had a monster sack on Dustin Crum that basically ragdolled him to the ground, and just again, he could not be stopped today. That was a beautiful thing. With Marc-Antoine Dequoy, that speed of his, and I sometimes will say speed kills. Like sometimes he overshoots and misses, but he was not missing anything today. He was not going to be denied anything today.
No, not at all. We're talking about, as I say, we're talking about more than just the defense and special teams today, but Davis Alexander Cliff was 23 of 30, 240, and a touchdown, no interceptions. As I said, kind of misleading. It's how we saw him from the stands versus, but again, I mean, he only hit 7 incompletions, and it was very possible that we weren't sure, but we did get clarification on the episode late in the second quarter where he basically got a late hit. Wasn't caught. The command center said it was not a late hit, but Davis came away with either a bloody nose. Came with a bloody nose, I guess we could say.
Yeah, like I saw him post game, and yeah, you can see like some dried blood just underneath his nose. And I asked him, how you feeling? And he's like, I'm fine, I'm good. Almost like he didn't want to talk about it, which I respect, but he didn't want this to be an issue. I think it was just a matter of, okay, I want to get the win, and he did. So I mean. As far as I'm sure Davis is concerned, that's the most important thing. That's what we should be talking about, and we're going to talk about that.
100%. And I think the thing that most people didn't see either is that this just goes to show what type of player that this guy is and how dialed in he is and how much he loves the game. Is that, he was basically taken to the locker room just after that, and you could tell he put up a fight. He wanted to stay in this game and to finish out the half despite having a nosebleed.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, just speaks to the character, and I guess also too, I'm sure in his mind he thought, well, I've missed enough games. The last thing I want to do is get out of a game unnecessarily. So kudos to Davis. I mean, he definitely, was this his best game? Not quite, but you know what? He did what was needed. He did what he had to do to get the victory. His 10th consecutive as a starting quarterback in the Canadian Football League. So hats off to Davis. He definitely did the thing today.
Yep. We're talking about the wide receiver and stuff like that. One of the most notable stats today for the wide receivers was specifically for Tyler Snead. He needed 20 yards in order to get 1,000 for the season. By God, he got that.
I feel the need for Tyler Snead.
Yep.
1,000 times over.
Yeah, there we go. Leading receiver for the team today was Austin Mack. Big Mac had 5 receptions on 8 targets and a gorgeous touchdown from, what were they saying? It was from DA to AW? AM, DA to AA, either way.
I don't know who said that, but it was still an absolutely beautiful throw, and Austin Mack he was on one again today. Like you can tell that he's rounding back into form. Like we're starting to see the Austin Mack of 2023, the one that was just making ridiculous plays left, right, and center. Just an absolutely outstanding game from the Big Mac.
Yeah. Second on the list was Tyson Philpott, had 40 yards, and obviously we'll go into more detail on the podcast on Wednesday. Yes, it is Monday. On Wednesday, yes, you will be seeing us for sure.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah, let me ask you something about the Russian game tonight, because at a point, I think it was through the third quarter, the Alouettes, they really had not taken advantage of it. And I think I was very surprised that the Owls weren't using their run game a little bit more to their advantage, but they used it at the end of the game where they needed to, and they got the yards that they needed to. But what was your thoughts on the game itself? I mean, Stevie Sky led the team with 30 yards on 7 rushes. Benjamin had 5 for 20. But what were your thoughts on the running game today?
I think this was just another showcase for DA to just throw beautiful passes. So I guess as a result of that, the running game just kind of gets pushed off to the side, which it absolutely shouldn't, because Stevie Scott has proven time and again that you give him the rock, he can make magic happen. And he had a couple of really nice runs today. So
yeah,
I would have liked to have seen more. Absolutely. I'm sure Stevie Scott would have loved to have had more. Like, I'm sure he'd be like, feed me more. And for whatever reason, they didn't today. But I'm glad to see also, Benjamin got a couple of runs as well. He was also returning kicks as well. So it was a good chance for him to get on the field and showcase what he's able to do.
Yeah, that's true. Also, we were talking about before we switch over to the defense, because these guys are on it today. We talked about special teams earlier with the Qua. What about Tyrell Richards today? I mean, what can we say? We talked to him post game, and man, the guy was just hyped. I mean, he is their special teams demon. He really is. I mean, considering what he did today, ended up getting a RedBlacks player ejected in the fourth quarter, if I remember correctly. Costing his pocketbook will be a little bit lighter because of that ejection. But Ty Richards again, after coming back, I think after being a little bit banged up, being able to come back after that 17-day break, he just looked good.
He really did. He was, as you said, the special teams demon that this team sorely needs. And man, when we talk about special teams, I mean, if all that happened was that Marc-Antoine Dequoy block and scoop and score, that would have been amazing in and of itself. But can we talk about for a quick second the start of the second half for the Montreal Alouettes?
Yeah, that was leading to that. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So Jose Matos Diaz lines up to kick the ball off as he normally does, but he must be a pool player because he put a little bit of English on it, went flying right into the chest of an Ottawa RedBlack player and bounced back towards the Alouettes in order for them to recover. Now, folks, as soon as it touches a player, it becomes a live ball. So at that point, whoever lands on it, whoever ends up with the ball last, it's their possession. So Montreal was able to recover the ball as a result of this. Simply outstanding. I even spoke with Coach Byron Archambault afterwards, and this is something they have been practicing over for the past couple of weeks. They just were waiting for the right opportunity to pull this out. Today was the day, clearly, and my goodness, talk about chef's kiss. That was just absolutely brilliant.
It was good, and if I remember, and I don't know where we were sitting today, right at the 50. We had a great view of that actual kick itself, and you heard it. You heard the boot, not only the boot from Matos, but I swear we heard the boot go off the ball, the sound of the ball going off the player.
Yeah, the thud, just absolutely. And we're all wondering what just happened. Like, it was almost like, did he do that on purpose? Yes, he did. Oh. And then as soon as it bounced back towards the Alouettes special teamers, like, oh crap, that's a live ball.
Yeah,
they just so now they get possession, and unfortunately couldn't turn it into any points, but still very impressive. And once again, just speaks to the special teams work that Byron Archambault and company have been doing. Just another important facet of this game. Like, we talk about offense and defense all day long, but special teams sometimes doesn't always get the love that they should. I mean, despite the fact that Jose Matos Diaz has been absolutely sensational in field goal kicking, but it's plays like that, plus the Dequoy block, scoop, and score, absolutely outstanding. Like, the special teams was truly the star today.
They were talking about Josh Archibald after the game too, and he himself, even though he was on the field for that play, because he was on the boundary, he did not know what was going on. And I think that's what's funny, is that despite what it's called, as I said, these things are called, but you don't know when to expect them. It's kind of, I'm curious to know if Maltos was the one who made the choice and tried to go for it.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? They gave him the green light, so to speak.
I'm simply speculating here, but I think that coach probably told Maltos, if you see the opportunity, if you think you can pull it off, go for it. And clearly he must have, because...
See the whites of their eyes.
Yeah, basically. You can't see the whites of the uniforms because the Alouettes were wearing white uniforms.
That's true. Let's talk about this defense here today. We could have had a couple more interceptions, but I know one was called back. But Carter Sachs go today to Canton Arcu, Ty Beverett, and Najee Murray.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Came out like a rock. I swear it was a delayed blitz, because all of a sudden you just saw him like shot out of a cannon.
Shot out of a cannon. My goodness. And I got to give Najee props, because the Stefan Curry go to sleep, Selly, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love to see that. Tyrese Beverett, though, he just wrecked Dustin Crum. I mean, he just put the wood to him. I'm like, my God, okay, what can't this guy do? The guy does interceptions, forced fumbles, tackles the hell out of quarterbacks. I mean, Tyrese Beverett is just a demon on defense. Like, he is truly one of the best defensive players in the Canadian Football League, not just on the Alouettes, but on the entire CFL. This guy is just, as far as I'm concerned, the uncrowned most outstanding defensive player last year. But
it's funny, Isaac Jamie Berglund was held off the board today.
Yeah, I actually gave him the business a little bit, just saying, like, dude, you're supposed to be the sack leader. What's going on? And you could tell he was a little dejected. But you know what? The beautiful thing is there's always a chance for redemption, Tim. And in the next few days, these two teams will be facing off again, this time at TD Place in Ottawa.
That's right.
And don't be surprised if Isaac Jamie Berglund tries to regain that lead in the sack race, because I think he may have been a little bit humbled today, and I think he's going to want to prove that, no, I'm still very much a part of this. I still want to very much be in the consideration for most outstanding Canadian, most outstanding defensive player, and so on.
Yeah, question to you about the run defense today for the Alouettes. And same as always, whenever William Stanback returns to Montreal, he always does seem to do a really good job. Got a touchdown today. From what you saw, I mean, any concerns? I mean, the RedBlacks ended up with 121 yards rushing today, but
I mean, credit to Dustin Crum. Like, he's got that check down mastered. He's got it down to a science, and that's exactly what he did with William Stanback.
Al's used to. Yeah, he was the king here when he was doing it when he was here with Montreal. So
he really was, and nothing's changed as far as his ability to take that check down pass and make something happen out of it. He can take nothing and turn it into something, and that's one of the reasons why. Okay, like, a lot of people I kind of made the joke online, like, win or lose, we're going to be live in Flightdeck Live. It's like, lose? You really think you guys are going to lose? Like, no, it's not about what we're going to lose. It's the simple fact that it's a Canadian Football League. Anything can happen. Like, even a 20-point score, like a 20-point lead, doesn't seem safe at best at times. But I mean, especially if William Stanback's playing, there's always a chance, and that's just what he does. That's what makes him so. That's what's made him so good for so long. And yeah, I mean, concerns about the run defense, not particularly. I mean, like anybody else, I think today was just kind of I won't say go through the motions necessarily, but I feel like they were doing just enough to get the win, to show their dominance, but at the same time, not empty out the tank. I think that's the big thing right now, especially with 2 games now left in the season, which are must wins.
Which have meaning, yeah.
Like, if you want to be hosting the Eastern Final as opposed to the semifinal, you got to win those 2 games. And again, hope for a little help from these same RedBlacks.
Yeah, the defense almost did pitch a shutout in the second half. I mean, I think it would have been the second Thanksgiving Day game in a row, or second out of the last 3, where they almost pitched a shutout. We're talking before about second down conversions and stuff like that, and this shows to me right now, Cliff, on why Ottawa and how was Ottawa's game today and how good the Montreal defense was. Owls held them to 30% on second downs. They were only 6 of 20 today. Owls were just below 50%, but I mean, they started off slow, but still, I think they did a really good job.
Yeah, no, credit to everybody here, and also to credit to everybody that was in the stands today. A sold-out crowd, which, again, thankfully Mother Nature cooperated for the first time in years. It feels like we finally got a decent weather game. I mean, a little crisp in the air, a little overcast, but the sun did peek out at a few times today during the game. So but no rain.
Yeah,
that's the thing. No rain for Thanksgiving Day for the first time in what feels like forever.
By the way, if you missed any part of the broadcast, you can check out the archive over on X, Facebook, or YouTube. It'll be available also in audio format in about the next 12 hours or so. Before we go, we do want to say, first and foremost, we do want to thank all of you, the fans, who were able to make our collaboration with Pinforce a success. We sold out all of our pins that were available, and we are seriously thinking, so everybody else across the CFL family has the opportunity to purchase. We are thinking of making a second run. We will let you know once we've determined what we're going to do. But either way, thank you to everybody, and obviously it's a great cause that the proceeds will be going towards.
Absolutely. The CFL Fans Fight Cancer Initiative, we said all the proceeds from these pin sales are going to go towards that for the Grey Cup event in Winnipeg later this year. I'm so excited that we were able to sell each and every one that we produced. Like, just sensational. Mm-hmm. So CFL Fans Fight Cancer, folks, just letting you know, there will be a donation coming your way, courtesy of the Alouettes Flight Deck and, of course, the CFL Universe for showing up and showing the love and supporting such a great cause. So again, like Tim said, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for making this initiative such a great one. This was like beyond my expectations. I mean, wow. I mean,
both of our expectations. For sure.
I figured we'd do well, but to sell out of pins, holy moly, that is just phenomenal.
We do want to give everybody in the CFL universe a chance. So I think it's almost a given that we'll be making a run, another set.
Yeah. Stay tuned to our socials as always, folks, because we do another run. We want to make sure everybody's aware of it. Make sure everybody has a chance to get these pins because they're sensational. I mean, just take a look right here. Yep. Look how great that is. That is absolutely phenomenal. So again, thank you to everybody for supporting us and helping us support CFL fans fight cancer. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You all rock.
Exactly. So any last word before we head off tonight, Cliff? Because as I said, it's been one heck of a Thanksgiving Monday here at Percival Molson.
It really has. And I think the Alouettes Nation, us, everybody here at Percival Molson Stadium, we've got a lot to be thankful for. There's a winning football team here, a team that is going to go to the playoffs. Don't know where they're going to be hosting this playoff game, but we'll find out soon enough. And it's kind of funny. I always talk about going to the summer cottage, right? Like I consider most Percival Molson Stadium like a home away from home, and this technically is the last regular season game that's going to be played here. And part of me is like, well, do we call this like closing the summer cottage? But we can't because we got one more game.
Exactly.
We don't know when it'll be, but we got one more game here, folks. And again, tickets are on sale for whether it's the Eastern semifinal or the Eastern final. Again, you want to be part of a crowd like this, 23,000 strong, cheering on this Montreal Alouettes team. Don't wait. Don't wait till the last second. Don't wait till you find out which game it's going to be. Buy the tickets and worry about it afterwards.
Thank God we winterized the pipes. If it wasn't for that, I don't know what we would do. So
we drained the pool also.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we thank everybody who's joined us for the broadcast this week. And again, the Alouettes come away with a 30-10 win over the Ottawa RedBlacks. Have beaten them 10 straight, and now head to Ottawa for the game on Saturday. So for the last time here at Percival Molson, for Cliffy T, I'm Tim Capper. Talk to you soon.